Hey, hey, hey there, woman. Hey, hey, hey.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to BPW Asia Pacific, the fifth episode of Her Footprints. We are very glad to welcome BPW Jordan, Miss Tana, to be our interviewee for this episode. So, Miss Tana represents BPW Jordan, Amman, and she will share with us her life stories. So, Miss Tana, how are you?
Hello, good morning, good evening, depending on which zone you are at. And thank you so much for this amazing serial of her footprints. I think it's been so exciting when I've read the concept. So I'm so excited to share some of our journey and learnings during this journey. So thank you, Dr. Herlin.
Thank you very much. We are so honored to have you with us. Can you tell us a little bit about BPW Jordan and what do you personally best known for?
Okay, so let me start by BPW Jordan. BPW Jordan is one of the first and pioneering in the region affiliate association for BPW International Federation. And that was early in 1976 by amazing, pioneering, impactful women in Jordan.
Wow.
And at that time, they wanted to come together within the focus and scope of the sisterhood of BPW International, of how can we build on each other's successes, how can we support each other. And they passed the torch to different generations. As we stand today, a new version of registration came together in 2003, and I was privileged to be among the founding members then. And to be honest, that torch has been passed from generation to generation, and we always there's a saying for one of our leading amazing women like Ms. Haifa Najjar, Her Excellency, who says we stand on the shoulders of other amazing women and for us to grow. And I recall also Mrs. Maisa Batayne, who traveled the world to ensure that she is connected with the sisterhood of the International Federation. And I always say when in Jordan, BPWA is a big believer on how can we empower women economically, how to find open pathways and platforms for them to grow and excel and be able to transform into their potentials and be able to tap into it the right approach. And to be honest, there's a very nice saying that we always say, and I'm quoting Mrs. Subhiya Al-Maani, one of our initial founders in 1976, who says, Jordan treasure is women. It's women.
Wow.
And we do treasure our women. And we've launched, by the way, last year, a very nice program called Jordan Jewels, because we wanted to explore those treasures together with our members. So this is in brief about BPWA. By the way, I speak a lot, so be careful. I'll try to stay focused.
Amazing.
As for me, as Tana, to be honest, I'm very lucky and honored to say that I became who I am today as a result of exploration, as a result of putting the right intentions in the right direction, and being able to exchange and always be. I always say I'm a student of life. I love to learn.
Wow.
I love to grow.
Life learning.
Absolutely, life learning is very crucial. But I like to champion, I'm a catalyst of change. I have an initiative called Catalyst of Change. But I always try to champion those different situations or different difficult challenges where I have the ability to come together and try to find a better resolution. So that leads me into a transformative leader who can believe in the power of people and how can we work together in bringing something different.
Curious, what make you who you are today? Like, what kind of upbringing or educational background or professional background that make you who you are today and make you believe in transformative leadership? Are you always in Jordan, or have you been traveling abroad or living in abroad before?
So let me start by saying that our upbringing has a lot of uh, impact on who we are today. And to be
Yes.
honest, I've been always driven by my values. And my number one value has been always fairness. It had
Mm,
different shapes like honesty, integrity, and then all of a sudden, when you explore your journey, you figure out, fairness has been a core value for Thana. And as a result, has been all my decisions through my journey. I come from a very, very diversified background. Yani, you will not believe the different sectors that I have operated and worked in. But as a start, I have started in the diplomacy. That was my dream, childhood dream. And
mhm,
then I made a decision of moving into the banking sector. And to be honest, that was a very sophisticated sector that brought a lot of maturity and I would say structure to my approach of learning, calculation, analysis. I come from a treasury department where we manage the assets and liability of the bank. And it provided me with a lot of exposure. It was a regional bank, so it was not a local bank. So again, I had that regional experience at an early stage of my life. And it equipped me with a lot of growing and understanding of how to manage financials. It was hard because, we were dealing with millions and billions. So I was a big spender and I'm still. So that's
mhm,
another layer. And then I moved into, and to be honest, I learned how to manage the assets and liabilities. That's for me was crucial in my career growth. Then I moved into to Kuwait, and I worked with also a regional retail business, and I was managing the marketing and communication. And the reason is I have been always since I was young, I was initiating a lot of activities among different communities. I was part of Jordan Forex Club, so I was a very active member of those committees, and I started actually a newsletter for the Institute of Diplomacy. We launched it. I was part of the initial team who initiated that newsletter that still exists until today. When I was young at school, I was also initiating a newsletter for my school, the yearbook, a yearly yearbook for the school, and still ongoing. So it's kind of I've always been into that communication on how to ensure we are communicating our messages and being focused on the messages and being able to celebrate successes and talk about what we have done and accomplished. I worked there for like 6 years. I managed through that. I always say the retail business have taught me or expanded my horizon being a senior manager, expanded my horizon and dealing with different backgrounds of individuals and employees and how to grow as a leader, as a team leader and working as a leader versus a manager or a boss and being having that empathy within you. At that time, I didn't know that I was juggling between empathy and compassion and wisdom and assertiveness. And then I was lucky to move into a new journey of myself to go into the nonprofit world and
Oh.
development. And I joined an UK early established charity, uh, and we expanded. I contributed to the expansion of that organization in 17 countries. I was working remotely in 2010.
Mhm.
I was working remotely then with a
Mhm.
team of, I think we were then 5 people distributed among UK,
Right.
UAE, different countries around the world, Cyprus and so on, and Jordan. And we used to recombine on a yearly basis multiple times. And I was managing the region. And to be honest, that was the starting point of my transformation as Tana. Yani, as a leader, you have to transform, you need to grow. And the reason was I've always worked for corporates, I've always worked for international organizations and companies. But still, I always felt that I wanted to contribute to Jordan and I wanted to do something for my Jordan and for my country as well and for my region.
Mm.
Love the globalization. I love learning from everybody and benchmarking and bringing the good practices. But at the same time, you feel that there are some learning that you need to exchange and give it back. And we started from there. And to be honest, the second layer was when you start to not labeling, but understanding who you are
Mm.
and able to connect with your purpose and who you would like to be and what brings value to you and how can you grow. And then I figured out that I learn a lot from people.
Mm.
uh, the growing, it's a vice versa. And it was a mentorship, by the way, program. I got
Mm.
certified by the EMCC, European Mentoring and Coaching Council. They used to be certified by them. And I created some kind of also, I've been able to build some facilitation capabilities. And then I understood people differently. I became a human-centered person.
Mm.
I decided to open my mind and heart and soul
Mm.
to a different level of growth. And as a result, I'm a big believer today of the service. You can become a leader when you are of service to others.
Mm.
And the more you are being able, authentic and vulnerable, and you have the compassion, yet with a good balance of empathy and wisdom, you will be able to lead people together. And you can start looking into how to open some dialogue and ensure you are building a different kind of trust
Mm.
with others and with your partners, your
Right.
subordinates, with your sisters. So
Yeah.
that's like a journey. And then in 2017,
Yeah.
um, I was offered to lead the BPWA as the CEO. And
Yeah.
that was a challenge because, women inclusion is not something easy, and especially in
Mm.
our region.
Mm.
And usually it's misunderstood. And so I said, okay, this is a challenge. Again, that's another challenge for me. Let me conquer it and see. And then I was shocked. I was shocked that because I've never been vulnerable, no, I've never been weak, not vulnerable. I've never been a weak person. And I always know that if there's a will, there's a way. And we started redesigning our business model and we advancing BPWA to be more of a sustainable model of an association that can serve women and play the role of a business hub. We, for example, we managed to establish the first in the region export unit for women. We helped companies to export. We looked at it from a different angle. We started studying it's based on demand, the needs assessment. And I'm a very data-oriented person. I love to see data for me to make the decisions and make sure that things is happening. I'm home human-centric at the same time, and that's the balance that is really nice. And we kicked it off, and I'm happy that I made that decision because today, BPWA is serving
Mm.
Thanaa as well as much as I'm serving BPWA to be able to create the legacy that I have always cherished and wanted to myself.
Right.
For me, that was really something that is it's a beautiful journey of
Right.
getting to know our amazing women and members. They became to be close sisters and friends. We grow together, we learn from each other. My satisfaction comes when they come and say, you know what, this advice has worked, or sometimes when we talk to each other and we say, I like that idea. So
Mm.
that for me brings a lot of value.
Right, right. It's really amazing journey of you moving from diplomacy, the first sector, working with government, and then moving into the business role, and then the nonprofit role, and then the BPW. You really experience all.
Yeah,
And
that's
I'm sure in the future you will have very exciting journey because I can see you're a very passionate person, and then you continue to grow nonstop. Who do you think that can follow your footsteps? Are there any young BPW or younger sisters in your BPW Jordan or in your working place? And how do you help them or encourage them to follow your footsteps?
uh, so you'll hear a different story from me. I told you that I'm a catalyst of change, so I have some different programs that I work around. And I say, I'm a big believer you create your own path.
Mm.
And as a believer of that, I believe each one of us has their own journey of growth, advancement,
Right.
their own purpose, and their own way of creating the legacy and footprints that we'd
Mm.
like to leave to this world. We can take the easy step and follow some footprints, but I like to
Right.
know, explore my own.
Mm.
And I always encourage, especially with the young generation that we have today, I
Mm.
always encourage everybody to explore your
Mm.
potential,
Mm.
see where you want to do.
Mm.
And one key point I always share is because I'm a mentor and I think one of the hats that I love mostly is
Mm.
the mentorship. I
Mm.
do believe through this relationship, we get inspired by each other.
Mm.
And by that inspiration, we grow together. And we
Mm.
might go into the same direction, we might go into different directions. The only thing is basically to have the right will, the right
Mm.
dedication for us to grow and to take some bold steps and some
Mhm.
courageous, I think,
Mm.
steps that can help us to ensure that we are growing and into going into the next stage. Being grounded is very important. You know, the more grounded
Right.
you are, the better. So I
Mm.
always encourage people is make sure that you have a mentor in your life
Mm.
because that mentor can help you explore your potential. I have
Mm.
so many mentors and from different age groups. So it's not
Mhm.
about younger age or older age or more experience or less experience. I love my nieces, so I always go and connect with my nieces from different age groups because they bring a lot of value to you with
Mm.
their simplicity and
Right.
honesty.
Right.
And for me, that's something that's really very exceptional.
Mm.
Uh, I think influence is all about the more you give, as I said, serve to lead. So
Mm.
the more you serving others,
Mhm.
you will become like, all the leaders in the world, they've never said to people, oh, guys, come cheer for me and I'm leading the way. It's about the more you are serving others, people will be following your
Mhm.
footsteps. And I
Mhm.
would love to be of service to others. I would love to help others find their own path and grow. And
Mm.
I do believe I have that synergy and,
Mm.
like connection with people to help them find their own path.
I like your interpretation about following footsteps, and then you allow others to find their own paths, even though you're providing them some good role models, but they are free, and then you encourage them to find their own path, their own creation of life. And then I also like the way that you think that mentorship can be among any age groups. It
Mhm.
does not have to be seniors that can be our mentors. Even kids, we can learn from kids
True.
so much to see the world. Sometimes we forget where we come from, and then
Absolutely.
we should go back to the very original idea of who we are. Lastly, in today's interview, I want you to give some advice to people who are younger or to people who are in Jordan or people in Asia Pacific. Do you have any advice to give them?
Oh, I have a lot.
Yeah.
I think it starts with um, being you.
Mm.
I like the way of the theory of being or being present.
Mm.
The more present and attentive we are as people, the
Mm.
more we can grow.
Mm.
Uh, so I really encourage everybody to be present,
Mm.
be who you are,
Mm.
and have some connection of respect of your self-worth. Because our self-worth is basically key for our growth. And
Mm.
it help us in grounding ourselves and being able to not to go into the ego. It's about self-worth
Mm.
and that it matters. And you know that we've learned this through our journey of growing. Because
Mm.
at a certain time we had limited beliefs, and that's a reality. So it's okay. It's okay to have that sometimes some limiting beliefs, but we need to be aware of who we are and where we want to go and
Mm.
what we want to do to in this life. So this is the first,
Mm.
I think, point that I really recommend. the second, I think people maybe will be able to see my passion. And that was a promise I made to myself in 2010, is to really work where I find my passion. I'm a very passionate person, very positive person. I do manage to find and resolve issues and create spaces for dialogue and empowerment. And I do believe this was because that two components were there, positivity and passion. And I don't think that will hinder our professionalism at all. I had some people would say, "Oh, you're someone who is very active and you're fun and positive and laughing." And I say, "Yeah, because I like to live. That's who I am." And I really appreciate that. So it's okay. Be with peace of who you are and where you want to go and move forward. One theory I love is leading beyond authority. So don't ask for people for their permission to lead or to take a certain step forward. Be courageous, be bold to take your steps forward and move forward in order for you to grow and help others as well. Like make sure that you are available to support others and empowering others. We're not in a competition. We're there to complement each other and build on each other's successes and take difficult situations to synergy and collaboration and take things. Again, I'm a value-oriented person, so definitely stay connected to your values because they will be your compass on the growth and directions of which step to take it forward. Sometimes it's good to be, what do they call it? Not disruptive in a certain way. And innovative and think outside the box. Have the courage to step out, even from yourself and from your own mind, and take some bold things to take it forward. And last but not least is basically be real to your culture, to your self, and ensure that you're taking people with you. So don't go away and move forward up the ladder alone. Remember, it's a teamwork, it's a people thing. We cannot live alone in this world. It's about each of us building on each other.
Right. Thank you very much for accepting our interview. I can feel your passion, even though we are miles away. And then I certainly value what you really wish to share with us, very open-heartedly. Thank you again, Tina, for accepting our interview. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and love to all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, hey.